People underestimate the power of distance. Not just physical distance, but emotional and psychological distance. It is not just space. It is power. Distance is the most effective way to break control. When you create space between yourself and a manipulative person, you take away their ability to influence your emotions and distort your reality. Narcissists thrive on proximity. Their power depends on access. They manipulate, twist reality, and control perception. They can only do this if they are close enough to influence your thoughts, emotions, and decisions. Marcus Aurelius once said that the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. But what happens when your thoughts are not your own, when they are shaped by someone else, when they are distorted by someone who thrives on control? Imagine a narcissist as a puppeteer. Their control is in the strings they pull. The moment you step off the stage, their power collapses. Think about a person trapped in a toxic relationship. Every conversation feels like a battle. Every interaction is a struggle. They feel drained, confused, and powerless. But the moment they step away, something changes. The noise fades. The confusion clears. They start to see the manipulation for what it is. They realize how much control was built on illusion. That is the hidden power of distance. It is not just an escape. It is a statement of power. A rejection of control. A declaration that your mind, your emotions, and your reality are no longer theirs to shape. But understanding this is not enough, because knowing the truth does not set you free. Acting on it does. Today, we will expose how distance dismantles narcissistic control. We will break down the psychological and emotional mechanisms that keep people trapped. And we will look at how Stoic wisdom provides the ultimate strategy for breaking free. The first step to freedom is awareness. The second is action. And the third, the most powerful of all, is reclaiming your identity. Because in the end, it was never really lost. It was only buried under their illusion. Let us begin. The mechanics of narcissistic control. 1. Narcissists thrive on shaping perception. Proximity gives narcissists control over how you see reality. When they are close, they manipulate facts, distort memories, and create confusion. Their goal is to make you doubt yourself so that you rely on them for clarity. Seneca warned that a person suffers more than necessary when they suffer before it is necessary. A narcissist ensures that you are always suffering in advance. They plant fear and uncertainty so that you never feel stable on your own. Gaslighting is one of their most powerful weapons. They deny things they said or did. They rewrite history. They make you question whether your feelings are valid. The closer they are, the easier it is for them to shape your perception of reality. When someone constantly questions your memory and perception, your mind starts adapting. You second-guess your instincts. You become dependent on their version of events. Over time, you stop trusting yourself and look to them for confirmation of what is real. This is how control is established, not through force, but through subtle erosion of confidence. You lose the ability to see clearly because they have placed a filter over your perception. 2. Emotional manipulation keeps you trapped. Narcissists create emotional highs and lows to keep you addicted. The cycle of reward and punishment is designed to make you crave their approval. They give just enough kindness to keep you attached, then withdraw it to keep you chasing. Think of a gambler in a casino. The unpredictability keeps them hooked. Every loss makes them want to win even more. This is how narcissists manipulate emotions. They keep you hoping for the next moment of validation. The unpredictability creates anxiety. One moment they are warm and loving. The next they are distant and cruel. This inconsistency forces you into a state of emotional survival. You start focusing all your energy on avoiding their disapproval. You start believing that if you just try harder, if you just please them more, things will change. But they never do. The game is rigged. The human brain craves stability. When faced with chaos, it will adapt to find patterns. Narcissists take advantage of this. They make their victims work harder for affection, creating a cycle of emotional dependency. Love bombing is part of this manipulation. At first they shower you with attention, making you feel special. Then they start withdrawing, making you chase the connection. This keeps you hooked. The more unpredictable they become, the more invested you feel. They also use devaluation. Once they know you are emotionally attached, they start chipping away at your confidence. Insults disguised as jokes. Subtle criticisms. They make you feel like you are never enough. Over time, this creates self-doubt. You lose confidence. You become afraid to upset them. You stop expressing your needs. You shrink yourself to fit into the space they allow you to exist in. 3. The power of social reinforcement. Narcissists do not just manipulate you. They manipulate how others see you. They control the narrative in social circles, workplaces, and families. Triangulation is their weapon. They turn people against you, making you feel isolated and powerless. They spread subtle lies and half-truths, painting themselves as the victim and you as the problem. They plant seeds of doubt. They tell others you are overreacting, unstable, or too sensitive. Over time, people start seeing you through the narcissist's lens. This isolates you further. This creates a trap. You fear leaving because you worry no one will believe you. You fear speaking up because they have already shaped how others see you. The more isolated you feel, the harder it becomes to leave. Narcissists know this. That is why they work so hard to control your relationships. Stoicism teaches that you do not control how others perceive you. You only control how you act. Marcus Aurelius said that people's opinions are outside of our control, so they should not disturb our peace. The only way to win is to refuse to play their game. Recognizing their tactics is the first step to breaking free. But awareness without action is powerless. If you stay, their control remains. If you engage, their power grows. The only way to win is to remove yourself from their reach. Because only when you step away do you see the full extent of their manipulation. And once you see it, there is no going back. Distance, the ultimate disruptor of control. 1. Distance breaks their ability to manipulate perception. Narcissists need proximity to control how you see reality. Without access to you, they cannot gaslight you in real time. They cannot twist your memories or shift blame. They lose the ability to insert themselves into your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius said that if it is not right, do not do it, and if it is not true, do not say it. But narcissists do not follow this principle. They distort truth to serve themselves. When you create distance, you give yourself space to think without their interference. Distance allows clarity. You start to remember events as they really happened, not as they told you they did. You begin to trust your instincts again. The fog they created starts to lift, and for the first time in a long time you see yourself not through their distorted lens, but through your own eyes. And you realize something even more powerful. You were never broken. You were only kept in the dark. Without constant reinforcement of their false reality, their version of events collapses. You no longer need them to define what is real. You reclaim your own judgment. 2. Distance disrupts the trauma bond. The bond between a narcissist and their victim is not love. It is addiction. The constant highs and lows create an emotional dependence that keeps people trapped. This is why distance is so powerful. It disrupts the cycle. It breaks the pattern of emotional reward and punishment. When the narcissist can no longer reach you, they can no longer manipulate your emotions. Seneca taught that we should associate with those who will make us better. A narcissist does the opposite. They drain you. They weaken you. They keep you small. Creating distance is like breaking a drug addiction. At first, there is withdrawal. You crave their approval. You feel the urge to reach out. But over time, the addiction fades. You realize you do not need them. You start to feel like yourself again. One of the strongest ways to break free is no contact. No messages. No calls. No explanations. If that is not possible, then low contact with strict boundaries. The less access they have, the weaker their influence becomes. 3. Distance exposes their true nature. When you start pulling away, the narcissist reacts. They escalate. They panic. They try to regain control. This is when their true nature is revealed. They may shift between love bombing, guilt trips, and threats. They will say whatever they think will make you stay. This is not love. This is desperation. They are not fighting for you. They are fighting for control. If you resist, they may turn to smear campaigns. They spread lies to ruin your reputation. They try to make others turn against you. This is another sign of their fear. They know they are losing their grip. The most powerful response is silence. No reaction. No engagement. No defense. Marcus Aurelius advised that the best revenge is to be unlike your enemy. A narcissist thrives on emotional reactions. When you stop giving them what they want, they lose their power. Your silence speaks louder than any argument. It is a statement that their influence is over. 4. The long-term effect of distance. At first, distance feels difficult. You question yourself. You wonder if you are making the right choice. You may feel guilt. This is normal. It is part of the process. Over time, something changes. Their words stop affecting you. Their attempts to reach you feel empty. The emotional weight they once had begins to disappear. This is when you realize the truth. You never needed them. They needed you. Their power was never real. It was an illusion held together by your participation. When you walk away, they lose. Not because you defeated them, but because you stopped playing their game. Distance does not just weaken their control. It destroys it completely. The Stoic mindset, rebuilding after narcissistic control. 1. Recognizing their influence was never real power. Narcissists thrive on the illusion of power. They make you believe they are stronger, smarter, and more capable than you. They create a false reality where you feel small and dependent. But their power was never real. It was built on deception, not strength. It only existed because you believed in it. The moment you stop believing, their control weakens. Epictetus taught that the true master of your life is the one who has authority over what you seek to gain or avoid. If a narcissist controls your emotions, they become your master. But that control only exists if you allow it. When you recognize that their influence was always based on manipulation, not truth, you begin to take back your power. You see them for what they are. Their words lose weight. Their opinions lose importance. Their presence no longer defines you. 2. Reclaiming your identity. One of the greatest losses in a narcissistic relationship is your sense of self. You become conditioned to think in ways that serve them. Your choices, emotions, and even your personality are shaped by their influence. Reclaiming yourself is a process, but it starts with one step: self-reflection. Write down who you were before they entered your life. What did you love? What made you happy? What dreams did you have? Compare that to who you became under their influence. See the difference. That difference is where you start rebuilding. The next step is taking action. Small acts of independence, making decisions without their input, trusting your own judgment again. The final step is setting and enforcing boundaries. Narcissists teach you to fear saying no. They condition you to feel guilty for having limits. But boundaries are not selfish. They are necessary. When you enforce boundaries without fear, you are no longer controlled. You decide who has access to you. You decide how you are treated. That is freedom. 3. Emotional detachment is the Stoic superpower. Narcissists feed on emotional reactions. They do not care whether you love them or hate them. They only care that you respond. If they can make you react, they still have power over you. Stoicism teaches that detachment is the key to peace. Marcus Aurelius wrote that you have power over your mind, not outside events. When you master your mind, you become untouchable. Detachment does not mean indifference. It means control. You choose when and how you engage. You do not respond out of anger or fear. You do not let them dictate your emotions. Practice observing them without reacting. When they try to provoke you, recognize it as a test. They are looking for an emotional response. Do not give it to them. Stay calm. Stay neutral. This is one of the greatest challenges, but also the greatest victories. When they realize they can no longer control your emotions, they lose interest. Their manipulation no longer works. 4. The power of self-trust. Narcissists erode confidence. They make you doubt yourself so that you become dependent on them. Rebuilding self-trust is essential. Start with small decisions. Trust your instincts. Make choices without asking for validation. Mistakes will happen. That is part of growth. Seneca said that a gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a person perfected without trials. You are in the process of rebuilding, and every step is progress. Surround yourself with people who respect your boundaries. people who value your growth, people who do not need to control you to feel powerful. With time, you will see the change. Their influence fades. Their words no longer haunt you. You no longer feel the need to explain yourself, to seek their approval, to justify your choices. That is when you know you are free. The final step, the narcissists fall. 1. They will resist the loss of control. Narcissists do not let go easily. When they sense their influence slipping, they fight to regain control. They use guilt, pity, anger, and manipulation to pull you back in. At first, they may become affectionate. They promise to change. They say what you always wanted to hear. They make you doubt your decision. If that does not work, they shift to guilt. They remind you of everything they did for you. They make you feel selfish for leaving. They create a sense of obligation, hoping you will return out of guilt. If that fails, they escalate to anger. They lash out. They insult you. They spread lies. They try to destroy your reputation. This is a test. They are desperate. They know they are losing control. Their reaction is proof that distance is working. Marcus Aurelius said that the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. The only way to win is to refuse to play their game. 2. Your greatest weapon is indifference. A narcissist's power comes from engagement. If you respond, even in anger, they win. If you defend yourself, they win. If you try to make them understand, they win. The most powerful response is no response. Indifference is a statement of absolute power. No contact is the ultimate tool. If you cannot do that, then low contact with strict emotional control. Keep interactions brief. Do not explain. Do not justify. Give them nothing to work with. They will try to provoke you. They will test your boundaries. Hold your ground. Do not fall into their traps. Seneca said that difficulty strengthens the mind as labor does the body. This is difficult, but every time you refuse to react, you grow stronger. 3. The final victory. They fade into irrelevance. One day you wake up and realize their words mean nothing. Their attempts to provoke you no longer affect you. The power they once had is gone. That is the moment you win, not because you fought them, but because you outgrew them. Because you built a life where they no longer exist, not in your actions, not in your thoughts, not in your future. The scars may remain, but they no longer define you. You have reclaimed your life. You have taken back your power. When they see that you are truly free, they will move on. They will look for someone else to control, someone who will give them the reactions they crave. You will feel relief. Then you will feel something even greater: peace. Their power was always an illusion. It only existed because you allowed it. The moment you stepped away, they lost everything. Distance does not just weaken their control, it destroys it. Conclusion. Your life is yours. No one has the right to dictate your thoughts, control your emotions, or decide your future. A narcissist does not define you. Their power was always an illusion, one that only existed because you allowed it. The moment you step away, their control collapses. Now is the time to reclaim what was always yours: your mind, your peace, your freedom. Marcus Aurelius said that the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. But what happens when your thoughts have been shaped by someone else, when they have been distorted by manipulation, by control, by fear? Today, you take back those thoughts. You no longer let someone else shape your reality. You no longer accept manipulation disguised as love. You no longer seek validation from those who do not respect you. So what is your next move? You must take action. If you have not already cut ties, do it now. If no contact is impossible, enforce strict boundaries. Limit conversations. Stay unemotional. Do not explain, do not justify, do not seek their approval. They lost that privilege the moment they chose control over respect. Rebuilding yourself takes time, but every step forward is a victory. Start with small acts of independence. Make choices without second-guessing yourself. Reconnect with old passions, interests, and relationships that were pushed aside. Find joy in the things they dismissed. The more you embrace your freedom, the less power they have over your mind. There will be moments of doubt. You may feel guilt, you may feel loss. But remember, what you lost was not love, not care, not connection. What you lost was an illusion. And in its place, you gained something far greater: yourself. Seneca said that life is like a play. It is not the length that matters, but the quality. From this moment forward, make your life your own. Do not let fear shape it. Do not let their influence limit it. Build it with your choices, your values, and your freedom. And now I ask you, what was the moment you realized their power was gone? When did you see the illusion for what it was? Share your story. Your experience could be the light that guides someone else to freedom. Because this is not just about breaking free. It is about helping others do the same.